How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And I have to give my 2 cents when it comes to Jimmy Johnson going on Colin Cowherd Show and giving his take when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and to Dak Prescott's contract. Well, it was brought to my attention in the comment section. Somebody commented, they said, Jimmy Johnson said on a podcast that the Cowboys' mistake was signing Dak to that contract extension. Now, is Jimmy Johnson a Dak hater? Or is he another one that doesn't know anything about football and the Cowboys? See, these are the type of comments that I really don't like because they try to dig at you. Like, no matter what you do on your page, there will be somebody in the comment section that just wants to try to dig at you. They try to dig at you, you know? And it's not coming from a place of good intent. It's not coming from a place of constructive criticism. It's coming from that place that I talk about, destructive criticism. So, I fired back. I said, Jimmy Johnson is free to have his own opinions. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes says that Dak Prescott is a great quarterback. Does that mean that they're Dak apologists? People are entitled to their own opinion. And of course, this commenter commented saying that they're part of a fraternity. They're never going to talk down on Dak Prescott being quarterbacks. They're never going to talk bad on Daniel Jones for some reason. I don't understand where that came from. But it made me go back and actually look at the Colin Cowherd snippet from Jimmy Johnson. And I want to play that for you guys right now. So let's go ahead and listen to that clip.
What would you do this offseason? There's some tough choices here.
Well, first of all, they're so financially strapped, with some of these contracts. First of all, I would have never given Prescott a new contract. I'd let him play it out.
Yeah.
Because he's the highest paid player in the league. He's not the best player in the league.
Right.
And he wasn't going to go anywhere. If they had gone to the Super Bowl with him, hey, he wasn't going to go anywhere. Pay him whatever. And if he, struggled in the playoffs, then you negotiate. Or if he got hurt, you save money.
Yeah.
But they're so financially strapped right now. I don't know what they do. I don't know if, they talk about, a change coaching. Well, I don't know if changing coaching is going to, help them. Because Mike McCarthy's a good football coach.
Yes.
And so I don't know that a new coach coming in can solve the problem.
Jimmy Johnson said, if he gets hurt, you save money. In this show, I truly think that Jimmy Johnson was talking from hindsight. Everybody knows that hindsight is 20/20. If Jerry would have known that Dak Prescott was going to get hurt this year, I truly believe that Jerry would have held off. He wouldn't have gave him that contract, and he would have asked him to play it out. But seeing what Jerry had to deal with at the beginning of the season, knowing that if he allowed Dak Prescott to go into free agency, that he would have a bidding war, he didn't want to do that. So he got the contract done, as well as CeeDee Lamb. And for some reason, I don't hear anybody saying anything about CeeDee Lamb not deserving his money. For some reason, it's always Dak Prescott. But I also want to comment on something else, Cowboys Nation. I want to comment on the fact that this commenter in my comment section, damn, that's a lot of comments. But anyway, this commenter in the comment section was saying that whatever Jimmy said about Dak Prescott this time was gospel. Do we listen to Jimmy Johnson? Jimmy Johnson knows what he's talking about because he led this team to a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls. He is responsible for our 2 out of 3 Super Bowls in my lifetime. So I will never talk down on Jimmy Johnson. I will never say that Jimmy Johnson doesn't know what he's talking about because, like I said, he got the damn Dallas Cowboys 2 out of the 3 of their Super Bowl championships. But what I will do is push back on a narrative. And that narrative being that Jimmy Johnson is talking smack about Dak Prescott and Jimmy Johnson is talking down that Dak doesn't deserve his money. Because if I remember specifically, y'all remember the game against the Cleveland Browns, the first game of the season. Guess who was commentating on Fox? Jimmy Johnson. And whenever they got word that Dak Prescott just signed his contract hours before the game, guess who they asked their opinion on? Jimmy Johnson. So we're going to take a listen to his opinion about what Dak Prescott got paid, $240 million starting next year. And then we're going to come back and get into my Raw and Uncut. So, Cowboys Nation, let's go ahead and take a listen to that clip. First game of the season against the Cleveland Browns. This is Jimmy Johnson.
Hey, we are talking Cowboys. So Jimmy Johnson is kind enough to join us now. Coach, Dak just signed his deal. 4 years, $240 million. Ooh. Julian needs a medic. And so do the Dallas fans if they don't get out of the first round of the playoffs. I mean, it's been 3 decades since they've got back to the Super Bowl. You know all too well the storyline here. Is Dak the guy to take them there?
Well, like him or not, Dak is the guy.
Okay.
He will be the guy. He has been great during the regular season. Everybody said, well, you got to win playoff games. Well, give him a chance to win playoff games.
What is that chance? What does that look like?
Well, surround him with a better supporting cast. Now, I'm not sure about their running backs right now, but they've got some outstanding receivers. They got a good tight end. They've got a good football team. They got a good defense.
So the problem isn't Dak.
It's not Dak.
Okay.
You know, give him a chance. He is the guy.
The problem isn't Dak. He is the guy. You know what? Y'all ready for my Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Man, I swear, Cowboys Nation, people will come into this comment section and they'll cherry pick little things out to say, ha, I told you so. Bro, you didn't tell me anything. Jimmy Johnson had his opinion on Dak Prescott after Dak Prescott had a season-ending injury. Before he had the season-ending injury, before the season started, guess what Jimmy Johnson said? You heard it for yourself. Jimmy Johnson said that Dak Prescott is the guy. Dak Prescott can lead you to the Super Bowl. You know, Cowboys Nation, I really don't get it. I don't get why when somebody has an opinion about a player that they have to come in here and try to persuade you to not have that opinion on a certain player. I can fan the way I fan. You fan the way you fan. I've said that so many times on this channel, and for some reason, people don't seem to understand that. We fan differently. What we do have in common is the fact that we want to see the Dallas Cowboys win another championship. What we don't have in common is how to get there. Just because you have Kia Sophia trying to get to the championship doesn't mean that I have to hate your Kia because I'm driving a Toyota to get to the championship. There's different lanes in this, and we all don't have to travel in the same lane to get to the same goal. I don't know why people think that they have to do that. Why they have to come in and try to hate on another person just because they have a difference of opinion. It's childish, Cowboys Nation. But like I said at the beginning of this video, there is no way in hell that I would second guess Jimmy Johnson's opinion or his critique on the team. But the thing is, if Jimmy Johnson thought this way before Dak Prescott was signed, he has an in with Jerry Jones, and he could have told Jerry Jones, no, I don't think you should sign him. I think you should let him play out the year and sign him in the offseason of 2025. If Jimmy Johnson had this thought in his head way back when, before Dak Prescott got signed, why didn't he say this to Jerry Jones, and why didn't Jerry Jones listen to him? But like I said at the beginning of the video, hindsight is 2020. If Jerry Jones knew that Dak Prescott was going to go down to a season-ending injury, he would not have drafted up that contract for Dak Prescott to sign. He would have allowed Dak Prescott to go throughout the season, end up getting injured, and then they would have negotiated for a lower price. And another thing that gets me, Cowboys Nation, is that Jimmy Johnson said that Dak Prescott isn't the best player in the league. I can agree with that. Dak Prescott is not the best quarterback in the league. But the thing is, Jimmy, you know how the quarterback market works. You know how the market in general works. If you have a legitimate argument as to why you should be the highest paid player, then your agent comes into play, and your agent further drives that argument home. And if he could persuade the owner to pay Dak Prescott $60 million, then why shouldn't Dak Prescott get $60 million? I swear, Cowboys Nation, we are like 4 months removed from Dak Prescott putting the pen to the paper and signing that contract. But still in all, we have Cowboys fans that will continuously fight it, that will continuously downplay it, that will continuously degrade Dak Prescott because they don't like the numbers that he got signed to, as if they're his wife or something, or they're the bill collectors or something. I don't know. Are y'all the IRS? I don't know why people are worried about what this man makes, why they're so deep in his pockets. They're deeper in his pockets than pocket lint, real talk. And it gets kind of annoying when people get in your comment section and they spew out the same stuff. Dak Prescott signed. Point blank, period. Dak Prescott is signed to this damn organization for another 4 years. What do we do? What do we do now? We surround Dak Prescott with pieces next year, doing it through the draft and hopefully through free agency so that we can get him more weapons. Jimmy said that we had really talented wide receivers, and I would beg to differ. We have one wide receiver threat and a few possibles. If we're talking about Brandon Cooks has been injured. He's been out of the game for the majority of the season and hasn't come back yet. We've had to rely on Jalen Tolbert, Kevontae Turpin, Jalen Brooks. Is that threats to you, Cowboys Nation? Let's keep it a buck. But no matter what, you're going to have people that disagree. You're going to have people that have differences of opinions, and I'm fine with that. But don't come in my comment section trying to persuade me out of my opinion. I have my opinion, and I'm going to stick with my opinion. I'm going to stick with the QB1 of the Dallas Cowboys and continue to ride for my Dallas Cowboys. When it's time for Micah Parsons to get his money, I'm going to ride for him. Get all your money. When it's time for Tyler Smith to get paid, get all your money. When it's time for DeMarvion Overshown to get paid, get all your money, because I'm not the type that'll sit here and want to simp for the owners. I would rather simp for the players and the players to get their money. Well, I tell you, Cowboys Nation, I tell you, came off in the comment section like, oh, Jimmy said this, so what do you got to say now? Jimmy don't think that Dak should have got his money. What do you got to say now? Well, like I said, and like you heard in the clips, when Jimmy got news of what Dak Prescott got paid, you heard exactly what he had to say, Cowboys Nation. You heard him say that Dak is the guy. Surround him with pieces. Dak can get you to the Super Bowl. So, what does that mean, Cowboys Nation? What are you going to listen to? Are you going to listen to what lines up with your beliefs? If you don't believe in Dak, you're going to listen to the Colin Cowherd clip. But I'll tell you like this, real talk, Cowboys Nation. You're not going to persuade me to go against my quarterback. When my quarterback starts regressing, and he really starts regressing, that's when I might drop the mic. I might say, all right, Dak Prescott, you're done. You might want to think about retiring and leaving the Dallas Cowboys. But until that time comes, until he starts showing significant signs of regression, I'm going to be here to cheer him on. I'm going to be here to cheer Rico Dowdle on. I'm going to be here to cheer everybody on this team, even Deuce Vaughn and Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, so they can get their bags. So if that doesn't align with what you're talking about, then I'm sorry for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for you. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What did you guys think about what Jimmy Johnson had to say on the Colin Cowherd Show, as opposed to what he had to say right before the Cleveland Browns game this season? Y'all know how we doing. Let's go ahead and talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging the content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video and please share it with anyone you know is a Cowboys fan. We are almost at 10,000 subscribers, and Cowboys Nation, I'm trying to get there and I need your help in doing it. Can we get there before the end of our regular season? Only time will tell, Cowboys Nation. But if you are DC for life and you admire Jimmy Johnson and you listen to Jimmy Johnson and you know Jimmy Johnson is a great head coach, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or Madden 25 and College Football 25 gameplay. I swear, Cowboys Nation, we are going to have these contrarians that will just come to the channel and nitpick and cherry pick and naysay everything a content creator says because they're not saying what they rock to. This is the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. If you don't like it, you know what you can do. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Happy Thanksgiving to every single one of y'all out there. Happy Indigenous Day out there. And I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.